What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with a kitten who literally just snatched my chair the moment the video started. That's hilarious, Luca. Nevertheless, we are back with some Pet Shop Boys, and we're back to actually finish off the Disco album, which is to say when I reacted to the last two tracks from Actually, for some reason I forgot that I hadn't reacted to the Shep Pettibone extended remix of West End Girls. Yeah, bottom line, I think I had already downloaded it, and usually if I have something downloaded in the folder, I react to it during that night, like later that night, so ultimately, I didn't realize I hadn't done it. Nevertheless, we are back to do it, and I noticed when I queued it up, I don't always pick up on this, but I saw that the file size was a bit bigger than a lot of the other tracks in the same folder, and I noticed it's actually over 9 minutes long, so I won't stand on ceremony and repeat what I said too much. I will just say that when I did the reaction to the studio version from Please, ultimately, I talked about how this is a tune I did remember, a few times over the years. I would hear it on the radio or played it at a party, and ultimately I enjoyed the sonics, but I didn't remember too much about the lyrics outside of thinking that there was maybe a class element to it. Again, like East Side of London, historically lower socioeconomic rungs, whereas West London more affluent, and I was thinking that there's a dynamic there, also the boy and girl sort of contrast, but a number of people commented that, if I'm seeing the comments right, that it was about male and female prostitutes, and sort of, there was a whole layer to the song that I wasn't realizing over the years, like having heard it, and even though I knew it to some extent. So again, it was a very eye-opening beginning to the deep dive, and ultimately I'm enjoying the Shep Pettibone remixes for a number of artists, so I'm interested to hear what he'll do with the sonics for this one. So let's find out. This is the Shep Pettibone remix of Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls, released on the Disco album, which I believe is it 1986 or 1987? I'm suddenly blanking on this. Well, I have a cat on my lap, which makes checking a bit difficult, so I'll put it in the comments. But here we go. Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls, Shep Pettibone Mastermix. I apologize. I think I called it the extended mix earlier. Very like gradual intro to this. I'm trying to think of how to characterize what I'm experiencing.
Sometimes you're better off dead. There's a gun in your hand that's pointing at your head. You think you're mad, too unstable, kicking in chairs and knocking down tables in a restaurant in a West End town. Call the police, there's a madman around, running down underground to a dive bar in a West End town. In a West End town, a dead end world. The Eastern boys and West End girls. In a West End town, a dead end world. The Eastern boys and West End girls.
Lots of different rhythms, but I like that rhythm in particular.
Too many you got it, you get it. If so, how often? Which do you choose, a hard or soft option?
You're gonna fall.
In a western town, a dead end world, the eastern boys and western girls. In a western town, a dead end world, the eastern boys and western girls.
A little shuffling bass. Oh.
In a western town, a dead end world, the eastern boys and western girls. Western town, a dead end world, eastern boys and western girls. You can find a place that no one knows where money talks and streets are gold. Someone stands at every door, and if they speak, they break the law.
The ones that matter. The ones that matter.
Ask a question, blank faces, read the news and turn the pages. Watch them play a different game, and no one knows your name. No one knows your name.
Don't knock everything over, please. That layer right there, I forget who it reminds me of that track Axel F from the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack. Just that one layer.
Wait till I get to you home. We've got no future, we've got no past. Here today, built to last in every city and every nation, from Lake Geneva to the Finland station.
The echoed vocals is sort of like a cyclone of his voice. I feel like what I was trying to say earlier is there's still like a sense of anticipation in the tune. There was then, and like even a couple minutes later, I still feel like, okay. I was waiting for something that like, I guess when you have 9 minutes to work with, you can take your time. You can unpack the tune as you see fit. I'm going to put you up here. What do you think? No? is it like?
No one knows your name. No one knows your
It's
name.
like a super high digital tension string.
No one knows your name. 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 No one knows your name.
Surely this hasn't been 9 minutes already.
No one knows your name.
Is that right? You're not serious. Holy shit. Well, I'll say this. I mean, if you can make 9 minutes feel like maybe 5.5, then that's like an impressive feat. Ultimately, it did feel like the first few minutes of the tune hewed very closely to the original. Obviously, it was a bit more gradual of an intro, a bit more like tribal percussive sort of feel with the drums. But ultimately, it felt like it was closer to the original. And then again, in the last couple minutes, as it turns out, it felt like it was pushing into sort of like more extended, more sort of, you know, bits kind of thrown on type of territory. So I enjoyed it, and it's interesting that like the experience of it felt like maybe, like I said, like 5.5 at most, like 6 minutes. But apparently that was the full 9. So that's an interesting thing, because if anything, it's usually the other way around. You know, it usually feels like a lot longer than it actually is, because I guess my mind is just sort of like really trying to focus on the details, which, not to say that I wasn't there, but yeah, for whatever reason, I felt like we had more to go. So yeah, that it was an interesting journey in the sense that when I like forgot the term master mix, which I think is like his thing, right? Like I think that's a tune or like a remix name that he's used not just for this tune. But yeah, you expect it to be a little bit longer, but it is weird that the experience of it was that it didn't feel like as long as it actually is. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it, and interesting to think that there's 2 more disco albums. I don't know if we'll see Shep again. If I had to bet on it, I would say we probably will. But yeah, the idea that we'll be going through more tunes that I'm either listening to now as I go through actually, or you know, maybe some that I haven't heard yet. Yeah, I'm excited to hear more remixes, because basically it seems like whether it's an album track, a B-side, or a remix, there's nary a bad Pet Shop Boys song. Luca is confused, so she's not sure what she wants to do. Nevertheless, let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.